That's unfortunate, pal. Sounds like a rough start to the day. So, we're gonna go ahead and get this out of the way now. For people who are already here, that way, you know, we can kind of help each other enforce it. But there's a lot going on today in the United States, but we're not going to worry about that right now. You know, there's nothing we can do about it. For those of us who are Americans, you know, we've cast our vote, and now all we can do is wait for them to finish tallying the votes. So, you know, it's out of our hands. So we're just not going to talk about it. We're going to focus instead on just relaxing and enjoying some video games. And I got a lot of sleep yesterday. Because I actually slept through some stuff I shouldn't have slept through because I just was not in the mood for life. So I am very well rested and excited to get going. CJ Ubusta, thank you very much for the gift subs, my dude. You sweet boy. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So, let's get into the game. Last time, we literally left off with we had just beat the game. Like, we beat the game, stopped the stream. So, Mom's home, which is awesome. Persephone is now living with us again, and it's super duper exciting. Well, I appreciate it, CJ. Thank you. I have found what may be my new favorite weapon, which though, you know, I need to test other weapons.
Let's go, Coronact.
So, we're going to get into it, and we're going to have fun today. So, let's just have a good time. Let's speculate about, like, stuff going on in the various communities, like, when we're going to get, like, what we might see from AOS this weekend, maybe, or, you know, that we might start hearing some snippets about Wood Elf stuff in the next few weeks. So, that'll all be really exciting. And, yeah, let's just have a great day, guys. And if something happens and like they finish everything, and like an official like we're done is announced, we'll talk about it. But I don't think that's gonna happen today. All right, so can't wait to. I also think I'm gonna. Well, Living Legend, don't worry about it because it'll be up on the YouTube channel. Oh, also, I have a new YouTube channel. It's called Game Master of Sotek. I have not finished making the updating the bots, so the bots don't know about it yet. But the Game Master of Sotek YouTube channel is live, so you can go check that out and subscribe to it if you want. It's got 9 episodes of Hades already on it that are each about 30 minutes. So it's my entire first stream, and I'm almost done making the entire second stream into 30-minute-ish clips. I usually like will put it on, or because I think my channel is newer. There's a lot of stupid going on with it. So because there's a lot of stupid going on with it, oh gosh, yeah, the Wood Elf bot is super out of date. Thank you. I will fix that after the stream. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah. Anyway, let's do a fist run. I was gonna do spears, but I want the extra gems and goodies and stuff. So let's get to it.
Go to work.
Dude, yeah, I feel pretty good that Malarian, yeah, is gonna show up pretty quick. What do I think of the new Morothy reveal so far? So far, I'm pretty excited.
You are the son of Night herself, Face.
One sec.
A fascinating character, ill-liked upon Olympus, although I myself have always longed to meet her.
Hey, Garnath. So I would say the thing for,
This means war.
I'm super excited for Morothy's book, and I'm also very glad that, wait, what trinket am I wearing? Oh, that trinket. Okay, that's fine. I genuinely believe that or I'm really excited that you can take both versions of Morothy at the same time. I think that's a really, really good move to make people feel better about having that model. So that's really exciting. You know, it's no longer that you're like it was kind of a weird gimmick. So I'm glad that they're doing something else with her model. But I'm pretty curious to see where it's gonna go. I will say I'm super excited for her new faction. Like her focus on the Melusai and the Kinnerai, which are the Harpy girls, I think. I think that's awesome. I felt that they were the cooler part or aspect of the Daughters of Cain, and always thought it was kind of a bummer that they didn't seem very great. Morothy's making her play in Akshi? Oh, that will be interesting. I can't see her trying to become the fire god. Because I feel like they're trying so hard to, like, label her and plaster her as, like, the Shadow Queen and all that stuff. That, I don't think she's gonna be a realm god. I will say that. That being said, it would make good duality between, which Games Workshop seems to be really enjoying making heavy duality between light and shadow, or Hish and Ulgu, which right now Hish has 2 gods. So like if Morothy managed the ability to become like another shadow god, that would give them that good parallel again, where you have Tyrion and Teclis as the twin gods of light, and then you'd have Morothy and Malarian. But I don't know, we'll have to see what she does.
Hades always was a lonesome man, you know. I pitied him, but I could never quite extract him from his thorny shell. Now he stews resentfully down there. You needn't bear the brunt of his frustrations.
We learned last time that Zeus totally was the one to like kidnap Persephone and like give her to Hades. Like Zeus was behind everything. I don't think I've ever tried Zeus's aid, which makes me think that I maybe haven't gotten enough of the calls to unlock the prophecy for the calls. Or maybe I have gotten it, I just don't remember. I mean, I think I would prefer Lightning Strike, to be honest. Yeah, let's try it.
The Thunder God's might.
I don't think I've ever even tried it, so we'll at least give it a shot. Can Sotek physically manifest in Age of Sigmar? Yes? It's a little unclear. Sotek seems to be an actual entity now. Like a celestial god beast. Kind of like Dracothian. But we don't know a lot about him yet. There is a... Sotek is a constellation. So, I think he is. And he has... So, he has there are creatures that are said to be spawned from him. One of which shows up in the Gotrek audio drama, Blood of the Old World. It's like a big deal. Gotrek fights it. Gotrek and Thanquol are fighting it, but on different ends because of how big it is. But, so, it seems he's a physical entity, yes. But we don't know anything about him, really. Grimnir's kind of dead. Saying Grimnir's dead is only true in a very loose sense, though, to be fair. Like, Grimnir is kind of still alive, because, his runes literally have his power and his memories, and, he has the ability to, talk to Gotrek through the rune in Gotrek's chest. So, he still seems... He's still kind of around, but he's more. It's weird. I'm not. Gotrek isn't a very, or not Gotrek. Grimner's in a very weird position right now. But we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully Broken Realms is just gonna like kick the story hard forward. And we'll get to see like a lot of interesting things play out. What do I think of the Jacob Bugmanson model? I think it's really cool. I think the model is gorgeous. I think it's a bitchin' model.
Were you hunting vermin near the surface lately, Zacharias? That's practically just like the real thing. It must have been a thrill.
Oh, she knows about the rats. However, ooh. Yeah, sure.
Time to hunt.
However, I'm disappointed that it's a Christmas model. I like the Jacob Bugmanson model a lot, and I think the Brewmaster General is a really cool idea, and I think he actually fits the Caradron really, really well. But I'm disappointed that he's not a permanent new model. If he was a permanent new character, that would be one thing. Like I would be 1000% like, oh baby. But I'm a little bummed that to be honest, that he is a he's not a new character.
Son of Hades, I sensed what I would call a sort of shift within your father's residence. Did something noteworthy occur, perhaps? Respond.
Oh, are we gonna tell Chaos?
Master Chaos, it's Persephone, my mother. She's returned. She's chosen to return. So, things feel different, certainly, with her around, although I didn't feel any sort of shift.
You may not sense these shifts as I. The lightness of this space bends and adjusts with time. What you describe, it must have been the cause. I trust the occasion is a welcome one, and I am pleased that you returned nevertheless. Very well, O son of Hades.
I will note it's worth saying that Gotrek is no longer like a slayer. Like Gotrek is no longer motivated by finding a death. Like that's not Gotrek Garnison is no longer he's not a doom seeker anymore. Gotrek's storyline has very much shifted to that he is essentially right now he's looking for his axe, and it seems that he is intent on finding his axe because he wants to essentially hold the powers that destroyed the world, the old world, responsible. Yeah, and he's still looking for Felix, right? Yeah, that was a bit of a funny turnaround in his story. Almost was that he kind of gave up on looking for Felix at first, but because he was like, oh, he's not gonna remember me anyway. But then he met Jourdain, and Jourdain was like, nah, bro, I remember you. And Gotrek was like, ah, they lied to me. Which Jourdain is still best boy, best Stormcast. Don't at me. Is he gonna kill Teclis? I mean, he would probably try, or at least chew him out. I mean, Gotrek doesn't seem like crazy motivated to kill the gods. Like he really wanted to go fight Nagash because he thought that's where Felix's soul was. But when he was literally given a golden opportunity to go and fight Nagash, he turned it down because he was more interested in helping people that needed help, who are now his mortal followers, which is hilarious. I totally forgot I had a cast until just now.
I understand you've been in contact with my father.
Your Uncle Zeus, I mean. He's taken interest in your plight. You should feel honored.
An exchange.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Sure. But yeah, I want Gotrek's next audio drama so bad because like his story ended in such an interesting spot. Oh, nice.
Hello, sir.
I honestly did not think we were gonna see Sisyphus this run because I couldn't see where I was going. Here, gift. That's why I brought this.
I'm really very flattered, Highness. You didn't have to get me anything. I mean, your company's more than enough for me.
I figured you could do with something more than that this time around, good sir.
That being, yeah, I think Gotrek is one of those gods who, or characters, on his way to being a god.
So, all this time, Prince, when you were battling,
Do you think we'll get more audio dramas with Brian Bless? I hope so.
her, weren't you? The Queen?
I was. Although, between us, sir, it's important that you keep that one a secret, please. Did you happen to meet her ever?
Well, just the one time, briefly, when your father decided to put me here. And you have my word, of course, about the surface stuff.
In the original myth, didn't Sisyphus, like, when he died the first time, didn't he make, like, a whole scene to Persephone about how badly his body had been treated and stuff because of a ploy he had done? So, like, he begged Persephone to send him back, and she did. And then he got one over on Thanatos. Like, I like the character in this game. Sisyphus is really cool, but he does not seem to match the one from the actual story at all. Like, he seems like a completely different character.
Makes sense to me.
Which, I mean, whatever, I don't care. But I just find that interesting. The Thanos incident was first? Oh, okay. It's very strange to me that Sisyphus is like one of the nicest guys in this game. Even though from that story he seemed like a complete douchebag. What?
In the name of Hades.
Got one more room where I can't see where I'm going. Oh, I see. Okay. So there's there's a big difference between Sisyphus the man and Sisyphus the eternally punished goof. Unalterable, but this one is alterable. So I'm gonna go unalterable. That sounds interesting.
My Chaos Bone switched to a new effect.
Ah, it's because it's shot. Well, that's fine. I have a lot of money. Why do you not have fish, Charon? Where's my fish?
Charon, mate, wanted to thank you very, very much for bringing Mother and me home. Your boat's quite comfortable, you know. Though I suppose you won't be making a habit of giving me a ride, will you?
Yeah, I want to know what Thanquil's up to as well. I hope Thanquil makes an appearance during Broken Realms. That would be really fun.
All right, I don't mind the walk.
I will say, I hope they don't pigeonhole Thanquil as still being, like, only versus Gotrek. Seeing as he's like he's literally like one of the only Skaven characters we have now. I would really like the two of them to still be arch enemies, but you know, be doing their own things. Like I would really like for Thanquol to become one of the big bads for the Skaven. I mean, he is from a rules perspective, but not from a gameplay perspective.
How about another?
Hey, that's better.
You think you can just walk away from here?
Well, maybe.
Father.
God, I hate those crystals, dude. Oh, dang it, I got hit by a trap. Well, in that case.
Gemstones.
Fine, go then.
That last guy tried to spawn in a little late. Yeah, I'm a massive proponent that every single if a faction is worthy of having a book, then a faction is worthy of having at least one big special character. I really don't like the current trend where like only a couple of armies have special characters, but a lot of them have like an assload. And then like Death has a ton of special characters. Like the only Death faction that doesn't have a character is the Flesh Eater Courts, but even then they kinda have like a relationship with Manfred. Whereas like no, the Seraphon have Lord Croak. The Seraphon do have Lord Croak, so they have somebody. Even though he's kind of a weird example because he doesn't he's not really active. Like, I don't think they're ever gonna put out another story ever again where Lord Croak actually does something. I think he's purely there for gameplay, not for narrative.
A palm of power.
But I mean, at least we got a single story with him. Being the short story when the Seraphon were first coming out. So I mean, small consolation prize, but Krog's also an ex machina. Machina. There we go. There's a frickin' fish! Give it to me.
Got a bite.
Yeah, medium.
I caught a knucklehead.
Is it true that in Age of Sigmar, the Slaughtered creating the Seraphons out of their mind? That is... yes and no. That lore is still kind of accurate. So there are two kinds of Seraphon. There are the Starborn, which the Starborn are what you are talking about. The Starborn are Slann that basically, like, summon astral projections of lizardmen.
So, stand aside. Although, I guess the whole point of this job is that you're meant to try to stop me anyway, isn't that right?
And and then there are the Coalesced, which the Coalesced are like literally just the lizardmen. Like they're lizardmen. Some of them have like. Ooh, okay, she seems a little too happy about it.
Well then, let's get to work.
That seems far more complicated. Well, I mean, I was really happy about it. I was not a fan of their interpretation of the Lizardmen being nothing but memories. It was... I did not like that. But I do like the new lore. Like, I love the Coalesced so much. Plus, it kind of had this cool effect where it makes it where the Seraphon are basically two armies in one book. Because if you run them as Seraphon, or sorry, if you run them as Coalesced, they are completely different gameplay-wise to playing as Starborn. Like, they're basically two different armies. Wouldn't mind a new Lord Croak model. I think the model is...
Tartarus has proved unable to contain.
Yep. I'm honestly totally fine with the Lord Croak model. However, I agree that I would not mind it getting an up... Like, getting, like... I guess I could see a new model. I would just like it to be in plastic. But, I mean, if they wanted to give him a new model, it'd be fine. What is the deal with Skragrott the Loon King? Skragrott's a very, very cool character. Skragrott, granted, I don't own his book, so I don't have, like, the hardcore info on him. But Skragrott is essentially the, he is essentially the prophet of Debad Moon. So you could kind of think of him as new Skarsnik, except for he's more like a shaman character instead of a, like, fighty beast character. But Skragrott's whole thing is he discovered a way to be able to listen to Debad Moon, and he tries to go where Debad Moon is going to show up next. Because by doing so, he's able to harness its power and also, like, really impress all of the other Gloomspite goblins, being the Spider Fang Grots, which are the old forest goblins, and the Moon Clan Grots, which are the old night goblins. And also, like, and then they've got, like, a bunch of new trolls and stuff. But his whole thing is that,
Let's see how this goes.
Skragrott is very heavily venerated and holds a lot of power among the Moon Clan, or among the Gloomspite, because he knows where the moon's going to show up, and he's proven it time and again. But his power over the Gloomspites is kind of dependent on him, like, being able to repeat that. So his whole thing is that he's obsessed with trying to figure out where Debad Moon's going to show up next, and basically trying to become, you can think of it as its prophet, but to be able to, like, understand it and wield its power. Because the Bad Moon is really scary. It is way nastier than even Morsalid was in fantasy. I mean, if the Bad Moon shows up and it does its thing, you're in for it's not a good time. But what makes Skragrott really interesting is that A, he's very intelligent, but B, the really cool thing about him is that he has his own asylum. Because what Skragrott does is he knows that, like, wizards or magically inclined people can, like, sense the Bad Moon. It starts to drive them crazy and stuff. So Skragrott, his whole thing is that he does all these big things to kidnap and imprison all these different prophets and wizards and priests and all this stuff, so that he can essentially keep them all locked up in an asylum, a loony bin, so that he can force them to go crazy, and he listens to their, like, mad ramblings to figure out where the Bad Moon's going to show up. Oh, what does the hammer do? Daedalus's hammer upgrades whatever weapon you're wielding. So in this case, it upgrades my gauntlets, which I picked the upgrade that makes it where if I hit an enemy multiple times, I get bonus damage. Yeah, Skragrott's staff will also turn you into mushrooms. It's true. I mean, the Bad Moon will turn you into mushrooms as well. Generally a bad time.